Vusi Cat Matlala was born on 28th of May 1976. He grew up in Mamelodi East, where he began running small informal businesses shortly after completing matric. During this period, he was convicted for buying stolen goods, an incident he would later openly acknowledge. Cat doesn't only have 9 lives, he is a father of 9 children. In 2001, he received a 4-year sentence, though this was later converted to a period of supervision rather than direct imprisonment. Despite his legal troubles, he continued to pursue entrepreneurial ventures. Over the years, he operated several informal businesses, including a hair salon in Pretoria Glen Extension 11, Soweto. The salon was later taken over and rebranded by his co-director, and now operates at the Chamberlain Shopping Centre in Silver Lakes. In this video, the story moves beyond what was covered in part 1 and takes a deeper look into the events and themes previously introduced. Jerry Boshoga, a Pretoria businessman and farmer, vanished on 18th of November 2024, shortly after attending what was described as a business meeting in Roy Huiskral Centurion. The day was to mark another routine transaction, but instead it became the starting point of a high-stakes disappearance that would unmask a tangled web of extortion, alleged cartel dealings, and possible state capture. According to reliable sources, Jerry was abducted not because of business disputes or family feuds, but because of a 30 million rand drug shipment he allegedly received and never paid for. Multiple police insiders confirmed this version. Jerry was reportedly entrusted with several barrels containing drugs worth 30 million rand. When the payment failed to materialize, the people behind the shipment allegedly moved in. According to a witness at Madlanga Commission, Cat claimed he borrowed Jerry 5 million rand.
Who is Jerry Boshoga?
What do you mean, who? When I say who,
Okay.
who in what way?
Who is he? What is he to you? Do you have a relationship with him?
Yes.
Do you know him?
Yes, he's a close friend of mine.
He's a close friend of yours?
Yes,
A friend or a business associate?
a friend.
Because you said that Sabia was not speaking to you as a witness or a potential witness. Did you witness anything about Jerry being kidnapped?
No.
Do you know he had been kidnapped?
Say that again.
Did you know he had been kidnapped?
Yes, I know.
What do you know about his kidnapping? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Do you know who kidnapped him?
I don't remember the date. I just remember his brother called me that night and told me that his brother is being kidnapped.
And would you know why he would have been kidnapped?
Okay, can I take it through?
Yes.
Yes. His brother said that Jerry called him and he said he needs to go somewhere and fetch some stuff, so he needs him to go with him. And then I asked him, what were you going to fetch? And then he said to me, there's some 20-liter drums that they're going to fetch. So Jerry asked assistance from him. And then when they got
sorry, I missed that.
I'm saying he said they were going to fetch a 20-liter of some drums.
Of some drums?
Yes.
What's in the drum?
Inside the drums is some stuff that Jerry used to buy to sell, to manufacture his narcotics.
Yes, I was actually going to ask you, or put it to you, with the drugs. So it was narcotics.
Come again?
It was narcotics.
Yes.
He was going to fetch narcotics.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then he went with him to somewhere, he said somewhere in Centurion. And then when he got there, he said, there's a guy who came there in a Mercedes-Benz. And he said, Jerry got out of that car that he was with his brother in, and then he jumped into the other car. And then he said to that guy that, hey, this is my brother. And he waved at him. And he said, listen, wait for us here, we will come back. And then they left, and they never came back.
In the months following his disappearance, horrifying ransom videos circulated showing Boshoga visibly tortured, bound, and begging for release. In the footage, he pleads with his mother and family, vocalizing desperation. For Boshoga's family and the wider public, the nightmare deepened. Though the videos confirmed he was alive at least at some point after the abduction, months passed with no confirmed rescue or release, and the identity of his captors remained elusive. The silence from both kidnappers and police only fueled suspicion that something darker and more organized was at play. Jerry was not the only person targeted. Shortly after his abduction, the wife and 9-year-old son of his business partner, Ranti Digal, were also kidnapped. Ngobile Digale and her child were taken after leaving the affluent Copperleaf Golf and Country estate in Centurion. Police insiders believe both kidnappings were tied to financial disputes between Jerry and Ranti. The situation was so serious that the double abduction surfaced in court papers filed by Vusi Cat Matlala, who approached the court to demand the return of his seized possessions after police raided his properties in 6 December 2024. In his affidavit, Matlala admitted that officers questioned him about both kidnappings. He claimed that the Digal family had asked him to use his security company to help locate Ngobile and the child. According to him, his involvement was purely humanitarian. But another insider offered a more sinister account. He alleged that Ngobile and her son were released only after the murder of Atteridgeville DJ Rametsi Tsitso Tladi. Tladi, a well-connected figure in Pretoria's nightlife and underworld, was believed to possess sensitive information about the kidnappings. He was shot 6 times on 20 December 2024 and died 9 days later. The source believes that Tladi's suspected role as an informant was the reason the Digal family was suddenly freed. Despite all the leads, the torn sheet, testimonies from insiders, links to drug deals, and the double kidnapping Jerry's whereabouts remain unknown. Police spokesperson Brigadier Athlenda Mathe confirmed that the case is at an extremely sensitive stage and that Jerry has not been found alive or deceased. In November 2025, under intense scrutiny, Cat Matlala appeared before the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee investigating corruption and political interference in the police and justice system. From his seat inside the prison where he is being held, Matlala threw a bombshell. He claimed that he had given former Police Minister Beki a total of 500,000 rand in cash in 2 separate payments. Cat met with Beki through Mabonga when Cat was facing problems with the confiscation of his firearms. Mabonga died in March 2025 following a shooting incident in a Santon restaurant.
General, who introduced you to Mr. Matlala?
It's Mabonga. Bongani.
Sorry, Minister.
It's Bongani.
And how do you know Bongani?
I know Bongani because he's a son of Spotla, who was a taxi operator at Nongoma.
According to Matlala, the first payment 300,000 rand was handed over at Sealy's in Pretoria in January 2025. The second 200,000 rand was handed over a few months later, in March 2025. He argued that the payment was made amid mounting pressure, after his company awarded a lucrative but controversial SAPS health services tender was under increasing scrutiny and internal sabotage. Matlala alleged that Beki had repeatedly asked for money under the pretext that he had assisted him. When challenged about Seller's earlier testimony, where the former minister denied receiving any money, Matlala accused him of lying under oath. He insisted that the payments were real and documented in their encounters, even though they were in hard cash. Matlala claimed that after the second payment, he began to distance himself. He stopped answering Beki's calls once he realized the requests would not end. Matlala used the hearing to explain the context. The payments allegedly related to his company's 360 million rand contract with the South African Police Service. He testified that the contract's rollout was being sabotaged from within, with purchase orders coming in slowly and sporadically. He further revealed that Beki had facilitated a meeting between him and the head of KwaZulu-Natal Police, Kwanazi, in April 2025. The purpose, Matlala said, was to discuss the troubled contract and try to secure stable work under the tender. Vusi Cat Matlala explained that he first met Mike Van Wyck, the CEO and founder of Medicare 24, back in 2017 when they lived in the same residential complex. At the time, Matlala was already running his own security company and supplying medical products to clinics and hospitals through requests for quotations. According to him, it was Van Wyck who suggested that he register a company specifically aimed at providing healthcare services within township communities. Both Mike Van Wyck and Jan Adriaan Venter serve as co-directors of Medicare 24 Holdings. Matlala's company, Medicare 24 Tshwane District, which later secured the 360 million rand SAPS health tender, operated almost as a branch or division of the main Medicare 24 Holdings group. This was evident in the fact that Matlala had to pay a management fee to the holding company for every contract that Medicare 24 Tshwane received. Ride to Own was a sophisticated vehicle financing scam that circulated across South Africa, involving hundreds of millions of rand and a fleet of luxury vehicles. The scheme was initially created by Tyrone Venter and Shanae Venter, and was later allegedly taken over by Vusi Cat Matlala. Interestingly, Tyrone and Shanae share the same surname as Jan Adriaan Venter, the director and co-founder of Medicare 24 Holdings. Whether there is any familial link between them remains unknown.
Something called Boko Haram. It was a presentation, intelligence presentation, which was presented to the former minister Bheki Cele. I'm going to give a bit description about that presentation. Commissioners, it was 6 pages. The Boko Haram, it talks to a man who was known as John Wick. This John Wick appears on the presentation of the intelligence presentation which was presented to Minister Bheki Cele. It has a picture of John Wick, his ID number, it has his previous convictions, pending cases and everything, all the matters that were withdrawn against him. It was in 2018 October, Commissioner. Commissioner, John Wick is Vusi Cat Matlala.
On 29th August 2021, around 23:36, a gunman entered Santorini Lounge in Mamelodi West and opened fire. 2 men, aged 24 and 43, allegedly linked to the Boko Haram gang, were killed. 2 weeks later, at 20:30, a 41-year-old man was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Silverton, about 17 kilometers from Mamelodi. 4 days later, at around 18:20, a 30-year-old man, also believed to be a Boko Haram member, was killed at a shopping complex in Mamelodi. 8 days later, police responded to a shooting at the Mamelodi Heights hostel along Boundary Road. A white Ford Ranger with a flat tire and bullet-riddled windscreen was found. 2 Boko Haram members were shot. 7 days later, at 20:55, 30-year-old Nkululeko was shot and killed in Section K, Mamelodi. 8 days later, at 15:40, 39-year-old Solomon Ntuli was shot multiple times and killed inside his girlfriend's room in Section G, Mamelodi. His girlfriend and her mother were also wounded when 4 armed suspects stormed the home. Philip Munguni, known as Nkunzi and considered the leader of Boko Haram, was assassinated while traveling near Rayton on the N4. His murder occurred a week after he received threats from a Facebook account calling itself John Wick. Taxi boss Joe Sibanyoni, the rival of the late Mswazi Msibi, survived a shooting outside the Centurion Golf Estate in Pretoria. The BMW used by the attackers was supplied by Vusi Cat Matlala. On this night, Nkosivumile Prince Malangu, known as Prince Mongol, a prominent socialite and an alleged kingpin in car hijacking and cash and transit heist networks. He was a known associate of Vusi Cat Matlala. He got into his grey Golf 8 GTI before later being assassinated outside Loftus Versfeld Stadium. On Friday, 10th of February 2023, Zoro, also known as Maruti, aged 48, was shot multiple times while driving a Toyota Hilux. His vehicle came to a halt as gunmen continued firing. He died on the scene. He was known to be a friend of Prince Mongol. On this date, 4 men were ambushed and shot dead in Mamelodi East. One of them was Spa, previously known in the community for stealing people's houses. Influencer Tebogo Thobajane survived a shootong after having drinks with friends at Signature Restaurant, located in Morningside Mall. On this day, DJ Vetties, a close friend of the late DJ Somebody, was shot at while leaving for a gig. This story needs no conclusion. It continues in the courtrooms.